Test 1, 2, 3. Stryker, Stryker, Stryker.
Oh, do you know what? Like, I've known that Stryker, Stryker, Stryker. I've known that for like when I think of radio. Since I've been like, since I've been obviously because I've known this since I was 18.
Yes.
You always do Stryker, Stryker, Stryker.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's like that's what I think. I want to think about American radio.
Booker and Stryker. There's our man, Yungblud.
How you doing, lads?
We are doing fantastic. The question is, though, how are you doing? How are you feeling up here in your brain and in your body?
I mean, I'm pretty tired. It's been a crazy year. I think ultimately I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I think it's been such a crazy, beautiful year. But also, I think the biggest adjective is grateful. I feel like really grateful to have had such a beautiful year because I really did what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I really did what was in my heart, and people responded to it. So grateful.
Did you have a doctor to tell you to slow down? Though?
Yeah,
there were some problems.
Yeah,
right?
but basically, when I get off tour, I always get my ears checked, my voice checked, and my blood checked. Just because I've always had an older manager who's just like, we're just gonna do that every time, just to make sure you're all right. And then, fundamentally, I'm all right. But I just basically was like, I was showing early signs of exhaustion, and this. My voice, I've hit it hard this year. We've done so many gigs this year that they just said they want me to take the rest of the year off because the world tour starts in Australia again in January, UK, America again, then Europe again. So they just were like, why don't you go like look at a tree for a month? You know what I mean? And
right.
I think that's
here you are talking.
And here I am talking to you.
Trees.
Yeah, so I saw that. Cheers, man.
Everybody.
My trees, man. Fucking cheers to that.
Hang out.
Man, we are so excited for you and your team and the band because we have seen your hard work, your dedication, your attitude. It's paid off. It didn't happen in one night. It's been year after year after year after year. So congrats on that. Aerosmith. Who met who first and the collaboration? This is incredible.
Yeah, this is insane. I think what was really beautiful about the Aerosmith project was it was a response to the 9-minute song "Hello Heaven Hello." I think a lot of my heroes were reaching out to me after that record came out because I think it kind of represented a new twist on what they had done. You know, I think I had people like Brian May and Joe Perry reached out to me, and I was like, holy fuck, man. Joe Perry sent me an email. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Because Larry, their manager, has known my manager for years, so I think he got my email, and he just was like, I dig it. And then I was like, where do you live? Because I'm just that guy. I'll fly fucking anywhere. I'm like, where do you live? He's like, Sarasota, Florida. I was like, oh, I'm heading back to London from LA, so I'll just pop by your house on the way home. You know what I mean? I think fucking when you're in a rock and roll band, you get to do crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? And the flights get paid for. So I was like, let me go kick it with Joe. It was like, I think it was like Christmas 2023. I went and worked with Joe. We just had a couple of beers and we were vibing. We basically just said, I was like, I'd love to work with you guys in any capacity. I was like, how's it going? Because obviously Stephen had his voice injury. But they said, he told me they were speaking again and they were planning to make some new music. So I was like, let me be involved. If I write it, if I produce it, if I do whatever, I would love to just kick it with you guys. And we set up a meeting, and me and Joe had secretly booked a studio. Because, you know what I mean? On a first date, you're either going home together or you fucking hate each other.
Right.
So we ended up going home together. Within about 30 minutes, we were in a studio. And I think me and Stephen, like, Joe's a cat, and me and Stephen are two puppies. Because we're just like, and Joe's like, everything's cool, man. You know what I mean? And me and Stephen ignited instantly.
Where do you start musically? Is it something where Joe Perry's like, hey, I got a riff?
It was literally just like, I was like, I have this idea.
Okay.
So the second song on this project is called Problems. And it was this idea that I'd had messing around. And to be honest, I didn't expect for it to turn into anything. You always want to go with an icebreaker. You know what I mean? Because when you're all sat in a room, it's like, let's write a song. And you're good, and I'm good, and the pressure for it to be good is so overwhelming that if you don't have an icebreaker, it's kind of, you don't really get anything done. So I just went straight out of the gate. I was like, I have this idea. And then they loved it. And I think what was so cool was me and Steven almost had this like friendly competition in the studio. Like we're both trying to out-sing each other in this cool way. And I think what Joe said was cool about Steven is, I think obviously when you suffer an injury like that and you break your larynx as a singer, most of the recovery is psychological because you get given this gift as a singer that you don't know where it comes from, and then you can have it taken away, and to you know what I mean, to be one of the greatest singers of all time, and then have to be have an injury. I think what was cool is with us, we forgot the outside world. We were just going, yeah, and singing, and he's hitting those notes again without even thinking about it. And it was insane. I'm in a vocal booth with Steven Tyler. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge
Hall of
Aerosmith
Famers.
So am
fan.
I.
So, I mean, when you first are there and you're looking at like Joe and Steven and you're looking at the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, these guys have spanned decades of rock. Do you got to come down from that for a second? Because I would have been freaking out.
I mean, what's crazy is people always used to say I was Steven Tyler's son as a kid because of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, we both got massive mouths.
Big mouths.
Big mouth and big lips. You know what I mean? Like, proper. And that's what he said. And he looked, within about an hour, he looked at me and went, and he's looking at me like this. I'm like this. And he goes, rock star mouth. And then said nothing for about another half an hour. And I was like, cool. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I think, obviously, that band, I mean, I grew up in a guitar shop, didn't I? So, like, that band were so influential to me in their early state, and then they kept becoming relevant in every decade because what I love about them is they embrace the youth every time. I think some rock bands rest on the laurels and do one thing and then live off that, almost like ride that project's coattails for the rest of their lives. They have always evolved and listened to the youth.
Yep.
From Run DMC to me now, they kind of like really want to embrace a new energy.
And the videos themselves, I mean, using, his daughter and their friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That gave them a whole new life just
Yeah.
because they embrace the youth of things.
I think that's what's cool about them is they don't take themselves so seriously after all the success they've had. They've sold a gazillion records and they still, I think Joe told me something beautiful actually. He was like, every night we still got something to prove. And I think if you ever lose that, I feel like that way. You know what I mean? You still have the hater in the back of your head going, I don't get it. And if you still have that at 75, I think that is the most beautiful thing because it means you want it and it means you care for it. I think that's just like, because it's the greatest gift to be able to make music and perform music and sing music and work in music and play music. And I think if you ever take that for granted, it's over. You know what I mean?
My Only Angel is so high in the charts right now.
Crazy.
And Aerosmith, they don't really need it, but as you said,
Yeah, wild.
they're workers. They have the eye of the tiger. They never lost it. Do you guys like text or email each other and like, as a result of our work together and the dedication,
I'll get
look
my
at
group.
this.
Our group chat's insane.
What is it that?
Honestly, we're all lower. I mean, to be honest, it's so schizophrenically written. It's like insane. It's like we're all in this together, all lowercase, ... 7 exclamation marks. What a riot. Who'd have thought? It's party time. Let's make some history. ... Again, exclamation mark. Question mark. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
But
I'm
the
like,
excitement on his end and their
Right.
end is there, just like yours is.
I'm down, and
Yeah.
and it's just like, it's a fucking trip because
Yeah.
I think any musician, right? We all, any person who works in music, we're all music fans,
Yeah.
and we start there. And I'm going like this. I'm going like in the studio singing "My Only Angel," and I'm like, that's fucking Steven Tyler.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, and then I'm on a photo shoot in New York at midnight that started 4 hours late because we all couldn't get our shit together.
Right.
Being shot by Ross Halfin with Aerosmith, and I'm going, like, this whole project, I'm like, what fucking simulation am I in? I mean,
Yeah.
this whole year, I'm like, what simulation am I in? You know, I think it's been It's been the craziest year of my life.
You know, those guys have been through literally everything.
Yeah,
from
man.
the ups, the downs, to the drugs, to everything. Is there anything that they, I don't know, say to you like, listen, young blood,
yes.
young man, Dom,
Young Dom.
calm yourself down. Is there any of that kind of
Do you know-
conversation
do you know
between
what?
you and Steven Tyler?
Do you know what? No.
No.
He wants me to go harder. He's just like, go. And I think that's what's insane. You know, I think my whole life people have tried to tone me down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one common thing that every older rock star has said to me, whether it be Ozzy, whether it be Steven, was always like, never compromise yourself. People will get it later. He says, like, I'll never forget, like, Ozzy spoke to me about, like, art is always great, and rock and roll and characters in rock and roll are always appreciated more in hindsight. Because when you first taste something that you've never tasted before, first reaction of human beings is to hate it. You know what I mean? If you're used to drinking Jack and Coke and someone gives you a margarita, you can be like, nah, I don't want that, I drink Jack and Coke. Yeah. But then you might, if you drink more margaritas, you might, like, 50% of the week you drink margaritas, 50% of the week you drink Jack and Coke. Do you know what I mean? I think, like, honestly, every legend that I have met this year, from Lenny Kravitz to Ozzy to Steven Tyler to Joe Perry to
Billy Corgan,
anyone has always gone, like, stick at it, block out the noise, block out the hate, block out the love. Do what you want to do and remain yourself and be yourself and be unapologetically untoned down. Yeah. Because that's rock and roll, you know? And I think it's crazy when you hear legends say that. Because you're kind of sat at home reading comments under a post, and I'd say this to any young band or any young artist. You're sat at home reading this and wondering if your idols ever felt like this. I can, from the horse's mouth, can say yes, they did.
I've never heard "Block Out the Love" before, though.
Yeah, weird. I think what's wild is, I think as any artist, you've got to, because the thing about it is, you can embrace the love so much that you start not telling the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? If you, for example, that's how you make the same record 6 times. You know what I mean? Because people loved the first one, and then you make it again, and then you make it again because you have to. Then you start lying. And if you start lying, then it's not real. It's not authentic. It's not, and people can smell that, and then love quickly turns into hate. You know what I mean? I think everything's. You just got to listen to your first gut reaction, I think.
And you've been doing that, I feel, since day one when I first met you. But the last year has been totally insane. Before the last year, did you ever feel any frustration as an artist that in your own mind you weren't at a place where maybe you thought you should be?
I mean, what's been so funny is I've almost kind of been trying to, like, battle my way through trying to figure out what the hell does rock music sound like in a modern environment.
Right.
That doesn't sound like the past. Or doesn't sound like a pastiche. And the thing about me, man, is I've been doing it since I was 18 years old, and I think every album up to that point has been a genuine snapshot that's full of mistakes, and that is full of regrets, but also full of epiphanies and full of magic. And it's kind of beautiful to look back on that I was just, like, leading with whatever felt good in my gut. And then I hit 27, and then I really... kind of, with this album, I was like, with Idols, you know, I think this year, almost an album that really changed everything. I think the first one was 21st Century Liability, and the second album that changed everything was Idols. I really wanted to sit on my emotions, and as opposed to just going like, this is what I feel, which I'd done on the first 3 albums, I really was like, do I still mean it in 3 weeks? That's why this album, Idols, took 4 years to make. It was like, I wanted to be like, do I still mean what I've said in 3 months, in a year, in 6 months, in a week? You know, do I still believe the statement I wrote? Because I think when you make art, it can be great because you made it, even though it's mediocre. You know, if we make something, we love it more than anyone else because we made it. Of course we do. You know what I mean?
Especially if you made it the way you wanted to do it, exactly.
but it can be mediocre. And I think the coolest thing was like not to rush it and to sit on it and to take the biggest risk of my life. This year I made a rock opera. And my first song was 9 minutes long. The label was fucking green. You know what I mean? I'll never forget the president of my label was fucking green when I walked into the big fucking boardroom. And I was like, all right, fuckers, this is it. And everyone's like, what? But we're going to put it out in like 3 sections, right? No. Yeah, but we could like drop it like, I don't know, like 3 minutes like every week. Nope. But we could split it up. Nope. How are we going to take it to radio? Don't care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was fully just like, and I just genuinely think it was a kind of everything we've been in a world of 15-second sound bites and dopamine hits that an album of depth came out and people responded to it.
Your career, I've known you since the beginning of this and followed this and seen you at a couple of different places. If I was to describe your career, it'd be, steady.
Steady, yeah.
Until the Ozzy thing.
Crazy.
And, it went from here to
bang.
All of a sudden, the rest of rock and roll that maybe didn't know who you were was like, who the fuck is this guy? And, do you feel that? Are you cognizant of something, whatever it was, you touching that nerve with Ozzy clicking in?
100%. I think the thing about it is it's so crazy to me that my biggest idol ever, who I looked at since I was 3, that the one artist that I identified with more than anyone, gave me a platform and a pedestal that truly, I would say, made the mainstream world take notice. Whether they liked it or not, they took notice. And I think it's crazy about that. Like, how the hell do this is what I'm trying to unpack right now. I think that's why how the hell do I comprehend the fact that I idolized and loved someone my whole life, then got to know them, then got given an opportunity to honor them, went out to 50,000 people, probably 25,000 people didn't know who I was, and 10,000 of them or 15,000 of them thought I was a fucking poser or didn't like me, and somehow got to sing this masterpiece that I've loved since I was born, or at least coherent, and for the first time make those people who didn't like me go like, oh, or didn't know me like, oh, maybe I have something in common with this guy and I might give it a second chance. And then it blows up on the internet. I start to get to know my hero on a way that we're talking on the phone, and then he dies. It's like being the most insane year emotionally to comprehend. I think, like, I can never thank him or Sharon enough, really, because, again, they have supported young artists, and they gave me a moment, and they gave me his stage to show what I could do, and to almost kind of say like, yo, I know I've been experimenting, and a young kid who's just been firing out every idea that's, if you look at it on paper, looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. You know what I mean? It's so ba 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 ba. But that really centered me, and I just got to go out and honor my hero and bring that magic legacy to an age of the internet and an age of youth as well, and it was cool.
You came out swinging artistically while being fully authentic, which is why I think the people that didn't know you gravitated towards you.
So funny. I remember the morning I was like, I was in Birmingham, and I had not slept a fucking wink, because how the hell tomorrow am I gonna, like, the whole concert was metal.
Yeah.
Guitars, drums, solos. I had to walk out at 3 p.m. to a full stadium with a piano and a vocal. So in bed the night before, I'm like, fuck, to honor my idol.
Right.
I know he's watching. I know his family's watching. I know every fucker's watching. And I'm like, there's James Hetfield up there. There's Billy Corgan over there. Oh, there's Kirk Hammett. Oh, yep. And there's Geezer Butler. He's just arrived.
Yeah.
And there's Bill Ward. And there's Tony. And I know Ozzy has just got there because I knew he was arriving at 3 o'clock. And in the morning, I looked at my bed. And I had a black suit. And I had a pair of leather pants and a T-shirt. And I was like, suit. Because I really went there as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I went there to pay me respects.
Mm-hmm.
I went there to say thank you. And that moment at the end when the crowd were going to sing, I did not have that planned. I swear on my life. I was like singing it. I was in the last chorus, and in my head, I went, bing. He's just got here. I know he's just got here because I knew he was getting there at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was nervous because his health. He was going to play his final Black Sabbath gig, chained to a chair,
Mm-hmm.
against his will, you know. And I wanted I wanted him to hear the crowd honor him
Mm-hmm.
and love him. I wanted him to get there and go, fuck yeah, tonight's gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that moment. I just had that weird idea. The thing ended, and you've got like Nuno and Frank Bello and two from Sleep Token and Adam Wakeman going, "Nah." And then I fucking walked out to the front. I'm like, come on, motherfuckers, one more time. And they're just like, what's going on? Because we had not rehearsed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously, like, it was a crazy thing, those rehearsals, because a lot of those players were playing 10 songs. So they're like, what the fuck's he doing? Their mind's probably on to the next guy who's about to walk on stage. But we had 50,000 people basically say, we love you, man, and we can't wait to see you tonight.
Yeah. Well, as an Ozzy fan, I mean, I still remember buying like Bark at the Moon, and you know,
100%.
I'm of that age, you know, where I joined Ozzy and Ozzy, not even Black Sabbath, so I
Yeah.
got to go Ozzy backwards, and then you know, you had the whole body of work.
Well,
where
and that's what's mental.
It's
And-
wild.
And then cut forward many months later, I'm backstage about to go on stage at a festival, and I'm
Yeah.
watching Grammy nominations come through on a laptop, and it says rock performance changes at Villa Park, and I just go like, what the fuck? Because how the hell can admiration of an artist turn into getting to know the artist, turn into getting to honor the artist at their last gig, then that artist leaves us, and then a live performance that you can't do again. It's not like I could cut that in the studio 20
Right.
times. You know, like rock performances. It's the live song that's up for it. And it's like you can't overdub it. You can't do anything. It's like that is the moment. It's there and it's gone. It will never be again.
Yeah.
Gets Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
I'm like, honestly, that's why this year I'm a bit like,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty mentally strong. I'm pretty like, what the fuck? I've got to unpack this shit because it's just insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Well,
insane.
and keep in mind, all of those other people played that day too. And,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
that was
wild.
the performance that
I mean-
you know my best friend sent me.
Yeah, it's-
we're Aussie fans, and
yeah,
he sent it to me. He
it's-
goes, "This young, did you hear this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I watched it. Of course I saw it."
And then Jack said he was playing it on repeat on the last week of his life, and it's fucked up. I mean, and then the night before the VMAs, I texted him. It didn't go through because obviously his phone is not whatever plugged in anymore. But I texted him on the night before the VMAs, and that turned into another thing. And just was like, I don't know, I couldn't sleep for that. Like, put it this way, I've had no sleep this year on pressure. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I was like, how the fuck do you sleep before gigs like that? You know?
Yeah.
Well,
And I just was like, I love you, and I hope I do you. I hope I do you proud. I hope you up there with Lemmy
You did.
tomorrow. You know.
You
did,
absolutely did. And then your entire body of work, Idols, Grammy nominated. The song Zombie, which we play all the time,
Thank you.
on
for
the
that.
charts as well, nominated.
Wild.
I don't think anyone does anything for validation, but is there anything inside of you that was
think-
like, I stuck to my guns, I did it how I wanted, look at this.
I think the coolest thing about the Grammys, and that's why it's like not many people really. I mean, I think in music awards are cool. They're so cool, but like you don't really. You do it for. I do it to play massive gigs and to connect people.
Mm-hmm.
But the coolest thing about the Grammys is it's like because it's voted for by your peers.
yeah.
That's the difference. That's the exception. I think like when you're a musician, it's voted for by producers and songwriters and artists. who actually do this. You know, I don't think the thing is I don't really pay attention to what people write about me or what, because it just creates insecurity.
Yeah.
Not art is meant to have opinion around it, but as the artist, if you read the opinion, it can kill you.
My favorite part of that moment, and nothing against awards, I'm glad you nominated for them. I don't think they mean shit. I really don't ever have. I loved your true reaction because you had someone was recording you and tell everybody the first thing you did when you found out.
Yeah, that was it. I remember because
You're on the phone.
yeah, 100%. I was on the literally, and it was like we were backstage at a festival, watching it on a fucking laptop. An hour before I went on stage, my best mate and my manager, like we're young and we are trying our fucking best at this thing, drops his phone, breaks his fucking phone because we're all just like, what? And the first thing I could think of, like, my girlfriend was there, my best friends were there, we're young, we're about to go on stage in an hour, we're watching it on a fucking laptop, we're not sat at fucking Soho House with a bottle of fucking champagne, are we? You know what I mean? We're like backstage with the Wi-Fi going, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like, I got to call my mum, and my mum's in the car, and it's so funny. I'm like, she's like, what? Like, Mum, this happened. She's like, I can't hear you.
Right.
And it was just, I mean, I'm from the north of England, so that don't fucking happen.
Yeah.
And my mum was just like, call me an hour after. That me and your dad are in bed just chuckling that our son's got 3 Grammy nominations, and I'm like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then when she went to Hair Salon the next day, and all the fucking Hair Salon can talk about it, it's like, oh fucking, he's got. They don't even know what the Grammys is up north. They're like, oh, he's got them trophies, hasn't he?
He got the trophy. But I mean, as a fan, it's like, so what? An award, accolade. You're on with your mom. And that's the thing that I'll never forget. That's the thing I loved, and I think that's what fans pick up about.
Oh,
you.
yeah, when you're connecting with your family.
Thing, I think, like, with this fucking game and with this life and with this thing, it's like, you're right. Awards are like, whatever, like, because it doesn't mean anything in terms of connection with people, the music you make or whatever. But the cool thing about the Grammys is it's voted for by musicians. They have no, and I think if you're in music, I think you have some kind of knowledge about what is good or not. And I think when you have it's like your friends being like, it's like your friends voting you for fucking best dude or best beer drinker. That's the fucking accolade you want. Like, if your mate group goes, best whiskey drinker, Yungblud, you're like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? I think that was what was cool about that. And yeah, I think no matter what happens, I got to call my mum and be like, yo, what the fuck? You know?
It's a good moment.
I love the Grammy Awards and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because when bands that I've loved since a kid or artists that I've supported since I've been on the radio get recognized, I feel good, and it gives the band a chance to show off in front of people that may not know who the hell they are.
Yeah,
that's why I like it. And if the Grammys don't put you on stage to play with a collab or do something solo, bad move from the Grammys. Question for you, Yungblud.
Yes.
Unless, do you have any info? Are you playing the? Do you know anything about that?
I would love to be there. I have not heard anything as of yet. But what I think is cool is, for the first time in years, the rock category is so exciting.
Hell yes,
I've got
it is.
Turnstile in there.
Right.
I've got Deftones in there. I've got Hayley Williams in there. And I'm like, wow, finally, like, what a brilliant representation of our scene now. You know, I think it's kind of got this new spirit in it, which is really fucking cool.
You've mentioned so many incredible musicians in this chat. Who is a band and artist, behind the scenes person that's on your list to work with right now?
Can I answer new and legend?
Yes.
Legend would be Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins. That would be insane because we've just started a relationship, and I think what's so cool about, I mean, Melancholy's like 30 years old.
Right.
And I think like Siamese Dream, they're still so relevant. Like my little sister is 18 and she has just found that album. I'm like, oh, just wait till what that does to your formulation. You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see her at Christmas come like, what do you think? You know what I mean? She's fully it's gonna change your whole personality. It's hilarious. And then new, I think I would love to do something with either Amon the Sniffers or Fontaines DC.
Here we go.
I like her.
Fontaines
I like her a
DC
lot.
too.
You know,
We love them. What this might be a odd question. Think about it for a second. What pop star do you think would make a good rock star?
Wow. Chappell Roan is a rock star in my opinion.
She is a rock star.
To me, like, she's got this New York thing about her that represents Bowie and represents Lou Reed and represents Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I'd love to do something with Chappell. That'd be cool. Like, to me, she has that thing that's definitely Lady Gaga also embodies.
She's young Gaga.
This fearlessness and this, because rock and roll's an energy, man. You know what I mean? I think like Michael Hutchins was a rock star. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like just as much as
my favorite.
you know what I mean? Just as much as like Axl Rose or Freddie was. You know,
Right.
I think Gaga is a rock star. I think Chappell Roan is a rock star. I think Chappell Roan would make an incredible rock album. I think Post Malone would as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think of one of them with you, because my whole thought of that was, you know, when Lady Gaga joined Metallica, and hearing Metallica talk about it, it's
It's one of my favorites. That interview, 100%. I think Gaga is, and it's all about the voice. Chappell has got a voice,
big one.
You know what I mean? They can absolutely sing.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, sing many people under the table. You know, I think, like, you remember that when Jagger and Bowie did Dancing in the Street?
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was ever to do something with, like, Chappell, is what I would want to do.
That'd be dope.
I've actually started writing something with her in mind. So if you see this,
she'll see this.
I'm thinking about trying to get to you somehow. So that'd be cool if I see you at an awards show. Say what's up. We'll do a shot.
Locked in. That's locked in. I just have one last thing, or maybe two things. 2026 Bludfest, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay. Let's go.
In Prague.
Let's go in Prague.
In Prague. And I'm trying my best to bring it to America. I'm looking at Vegas.
Let's go.
If you need some co-host behind
I shouldn't
the
have
scenes.
said that, sorry, but
No,
fuck
it's
it,
okay.
who cares?
Let-
It's these lads, man. They've supported me forever.
yes.
Got a scoop.
Thank you. That's a good one right there.
I think what's been amazing about the festival is, I think with me all my life, I've never really fit within the lines. You know, sometimes like the old formats of, I might be too thingy to play this and too thingy to play that. And I've never really fit within the lines. So I was like, let me start my own. I think Sharon was so integral to that idea. I remember she was like, when we started Ozzfest, it's like Ozzy didn't necessarily fit within the lines of the old establishment or the lines of the new one. So let's make our own. And I think that's what I wanted Bludfest to be. I wanted it to be a place of kind of more so than genre, more so than anything, all about community. And it was crazy. We did 35,000 tickets in England this year. And I can't even believe we did that this year. Like, I've almost forgot that we did that this year. It's been such a crazy year. And next year, I want to take it to Europe. And I want to take it to Prague because it's, I don't know, like Dracula lived there, didn't he? You know what I mean? It's like around the corner from Transylvania.
Yeah.
And I want to bring it to America. I think that'd be
Las
crazy.
Vegas.
Okay.
All right, we're putting that all out into the universe.
Got to
right
come and
now.
host it, you lot.
We would
We'd
love
love
to.
it.
That'd be cool.
Sign us up
Commandeer the
right
whole
now.
thing.
That would be so
100%.
sick. All right, deal.
Okay, deal. Done. It's on video.
You can help me put together the lineup as well.
All right.
That'd be
Yes.
fun.
All right.
I'd love that. I'd really love that.
Okay, thank you.
We
Thank
could
you,
talk
thank
to you for literally a month.
I know. Fuck, man.
Thank you for your time. I know you need some time off, and especially knowing the Ozzy thing and everything that happened. I'm glad you've recognized that you need time
I think
off.
to be honest, I was like, I really don't want to take the piss because I think I was talking about this the other day. I think like I feel when you look back at the past and you kind of the age of the internet and when mental health and health in general is a thing that you can almost like call to your fans for help. Because the thing about it is a relationship with the community is always mutual. And I think that's why I feel so lucky with mine. I always feel, I always look back on my idols that didn't make it and didn't make it through and burnt out and didn't have the opportunity because the world was against them. They couldn't say, yo, I need to take some time right now. And I need to take a second, and that results in a lot more kind of damage than needs to be done, you know. I think like it's been amazing to just be like, yo, I've been advised this, and my element is normally to just say run and fuck it. But I'm really grateful to my community and the understanding that be like, yo, we're gonna rock next year, don't worry.
And the saying "stop and smell the roses" is a saying for a reason.
Yeah, my vibe is
you need to do that.
I really need to comprehend what the hell's happened next year, so I don't become shell shocked.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you might just wake up 50.
Yeah.
Like, what just happened?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's nice
I
to
really
sit down and
want.
get
I
some
really want to love
perspective.
this because it's the greatest gift I've ever been given, and I really want to love this and be present in it. I think that's why I go outside after every show and see them, because it's part of the show for me. I need to look people in the eye, because if you don't, you just become a cunt. You know what I mean? You see them rock stars who are just wankers. It's not always their fault. It's because it's like, how the hell do I comprehend this thing? My vibe is to remain close to everyone, to put my feet in the fucking grass, and to love this thing.
Yeah.
Or what's the point?
Yeah. But he's preached that since day one,
Since
and you're
day
still
one.
walking in, and you're still the same guy.
Yeah,
so we
man.
appreciate
We love you,
that.
appreciate
Same
you.
energy.
You've left two guys enthused, and it's not too late to jump on the Yungblud /
Yeah,
Dom
man, come on.
bandwagon.
I'm
Here we
telling
go,
you.
one more time.
Yeah, come and have fun, man. I bet you. Like, give it a try. Give it a try. You have some fucking fun.
Gateway drug.
Cheers, lads.
He's Yungblud.
Cheers.
We're Booker and Stryker.
Cheers,
guys.
everybody.